From KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
It's official. You're going to have to pay more to keep the lights on. City Council approved a rate hike for CPS Energy, and it may not be a one-time thing.
Also, a victory for the little guy, how one man took on the city of San Antonio and won.
Also, fear gripping a West Side neighborhood as police look for the person who opened fire during a drive-by shooting. But first. So get ready, because your energy bills are going up. The San Antonio City Council just okayed CPS's rate hikes.
And this could be just the beginning. Utility leaders say many of us will pay an extra $5 a month starting in March. That's not where it ends, though. Let's bring in our Patty Santos, who has been following the story. Patty, there hasn't been a rate increase in 8 years, and now CPS Energy talking about 3 increases over the next 5 years.
Yeah, that's right. Moving forward, CPS Energy customers can expect a rate evaluation every year. In the next 2 and then the next 4 years, we can expect another rate change. That is on top of what was passed by City Council today.
If you think about the prices of other things, there's nothing that I can think of that hasn't gone up in price by at least 4% in the last 8 years. And that's more than what CPS is asking for this time around.
Bill Day, chair of the CPS Energy Citizens Advisory Committee, says tonight's rate approval by San Antonio City Council ensures your power and gas stay on. CPS Energy interim president and CEO promises transparency with the funds.
We're going to be making, we'll get a work plan together, and we'll provide updates on our website periodically on the amount of investment we're making in our power plants.
Here's how the $73 million will be put to use starting tomorrow. $31 million will be used to plan out an infrastructure resiliency plan to better prepare for summer and winter peaks. $15 million will be spent to assess the current 22-year-old software system that runs the day-to-day operations of the power grid.
It's going to take us into the future that protects us against cyber and all the risks that come with having an old system like we've got.
$14 million to prepare for the city's growth in energy demand, and $13 million to fill 400 vacant positions and make equity pay adjustments in the next 2 years. The city's vote also included a higher fuel charge to pay off the $418 million in extra costs for the February 2021 storm, which could still increase pending legal challenges. In the next year, CPS Energy will begin talking about the future of the coal plant at Calaveras Lake.
There are financial implications for our customers when we make the decision on what we're going to do with Spruce, which is why it's taken this long to get to this point.
And again, today's rate increase simply pays for a plan to move forward. The actual cost of the plan is going to come in more rate increases. And here is what utility customers are looking at in the next 4 years. An estimated 11% rate increase. That is on top of what was passed tonight. That's more than 14% rate increase in less than 5 years. Stephanie?
All right, Patty, thank you. And all this talk here has really put the spotlight on how that utility has been spending money. So on Monday, the CPS Board of Trustee president said that next month, the company is going to discuss evaluating the company's management structure, corporate culture, efficiency, and overall pay. Now, some council members want a third party to come and audit CPS, and we'll keep you posted if that happens.
Local hospitals continuing to feel the strain of more people getting sick from the Omicron variant. 982 people in our local hospitals. By the way, on Monday, there were already 815 people hospitalized. Tonight, we're nearing 1,000. 205 are in the intensive care unit. That's also up. 73 people on ventilators tonight. Doctors are also seeing more children in local hospitals. Our 7-day average shows we continue to see more than 4,800 new cases a day. That's the average. So how long will these numbers continue to rise? Infectious disease expert Dr. Ruth Berggren from UT Health SA had this to say.
The answer to that is it depends on whose model you look at. If you go to the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation, which is a commonly cited source, they think that Texas cases peaked around January 4th and are starting to come down. But if you look at our local data, we're still increasing on a regular basis, and it doesn't look like we're going to plateau out until towards the end of January.
We also hit another grim milestone. More than 5,000 people have died since the pandemic began in Bexar County. Doris Wallace, the first person who died in our community after catching COVID-19. Her husband remembers the last time he saw her.
And I called her name. I said, Doris. And immediately she opened her eyes and looked at me.
Wallace also hospitalized alongside his wife. He says doctors used convalescent plasma as part of his treatment. He recovered. His 84-year-old wife already dealing with dementia and had gone blind before COVID hit.
Now, in other news, the Supreme Court just delivered a blow to the Biden administration's vaccine mandate. So this rule would have forced employers at big companies to require workers to be fully vaccinated or get tested every week. Well, the high court just struck that down, but it did uphold the portion of the mandate that would apply to certain healthcare workers.
CMS's requirement for healthcare workers to be vaccinated will save the lives of patients, as well as the lives of doctors, nurses, and others who work in healthcare settings. It will cover 17 million healthcare workers at 76,000 medical facilities. The Supreme Court upheld it, and we will enforce that.
President Joe Biden said that he's disappointed in the ruling, but the White House still encourages plans, or it still plans to encourage private businesses to voluntarily impose some of those vaccine mandates. Now, here's something new for tomorrow. At 8 in the morning, Bexar County is opening a mass testing site at the Wonderland of the Americas. You can go to the address that you see right there on your screen and just go and get a COVID test. Here's the thing, though. You don't need to make an appointment, and your results should come in 24 to 48 hours.
Imagine a house in your neighborhood targeted by a drive-by shooter. It happened yesterday, is so concerning to neighbors, they talked to the night team's John Paul Barajas under one condition: their faces not be shown on camera. You see, they fear they could be the next ones shot.
Bullet casings and SAPD investigators scattered the 300 block of Dolores Avenue near Culebra because of a drive-by shooting Wednesday morning. 4 people were inside the home that was shot at. 1 woman was hit in the leg and taken to the hospital. With the suspects not being caught, it has those living here nervous they'll come back. Some of their property already caught in the crossfire.
You go to target one home and innocent people get hurt, and it's scary because, like I say, we've never experience something like that.
You never know, so you can be walking and you can get shot too, so it's kind of scary.
Both neighbors we spoke with only felt comfortable speaking on camera if they weren't identified. We did speak to one woman who lived at the house. She said her brother's girlfriend, who was hit by the bullet, is doing okay and back at home already. As for why they might have been targeted in this case, she said she had no idea, and all they could do was continue to report the shootings. That woman was still shaken up and didn't want to go on camera, but said whoever is shooting at them came back around 8 last night. According to SAPD, they did go back out there but found no evidence of a second shooting, although neighbors did hear gunfire.
I believe there were about like 10, and then the second time was about 11, and then last night 6 more.
In the last 7 days, this area has seen 4 calls of crimes against a person highlighted in red dots. More cases of violence turned deadly in 2021. Because of that, Police Chief William McManus hopes to map out problem areas and dissect them into micro districts to be able to better investigate.
It seems that there's a lot of weapons out there, and people are very, very eager to pull a gun when there's some type of altercation.
As for the shooting on Dolores Avenue, police did not give a description of the suspect's vehicle, and they believe the public is not in danger, calling the shooting an isolated incident. At Public Safety Headquarters, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Well, after some chilly days earlier this week, it felt a little bit like spring out there this afternoon. I want to show you the high temperatures across the area today. Unseasonably warm any way you slice it. 77 is the warmest we got at the airport, but 82 in Del Rio for the high today. That is a new record high temperature for today's date. More spring-like warmth tomorrow afternoon, and then things trend a bit colder this weekend behind a strong cold front that arrives before the sun comes up on Saturday. No rain with this front, but a significant cool down and very gusty winds on Saturday. You are going to want to hold on to your hats and small animals and everything else on Saturday. I'll let you know how windy it will get and how that plays into fire danger this weekend coming up in the full forecast. Steve?
Thank you, Katie. Coming up, have you seen this woman? Investigators say she vandalized a local Democratic Party office with a shovel. They're looking for her tonight.
Also, a major victory for a local. You remember the guy we told you about who bought a house but couldn't fix it or do anything to it because the city said it was historic? Well, he fought the city and he won. That's next on the Nightbeat.
She attacked a building with a shovel. Police releasing a picture and video tonight of a woman they're looking for. New Braunfels police say this woman, 38-year-old Valerie Jean Rydell, is accused of vandalizing the headquarters for the Democratic Party in Comal County. We first told you about this story a couple of days ago. Here's the video released in the incident. The footage shows the woman holding a shovel before rushing to the door of the building and smacking it with the shovel. The Democratic Party released a photo of the damage left behind. If you know where Rydell is, call Comal County Crime Stoppers at 1-800-640-8422.
One homeowner took on the city of San Antonio and won. This is a Nightbeat update to a story that we first told you about last month. So this man we're going to tell you about, who you heard about before because he works here at KSAT, bought a property next to his home and he wanted to make changes to it, but the city just wouldn't allow him. It's been a really long fight because before Henry Rocha even bought the house, he had to pay back taxes and hire an attorney. And then he paid $39,000 for the empty house, which, by the way, was also filled with dirt and debris. Well, today, Henry actually faced city council and he told them that he wanted to demolish that property to help his family.
Our plan is not to leave the property vacant. We would like a small carport, a shed, a swing set, and a raised garden for her daughter.
Instead of allowing for demolition, the Historic and Design Review Commission wanted that shotgun home designated a historic landmark. And that designation would come with added cost to restore the home to the way it used to be. And you know, Rocha couldn't afford that. So after hearing from Rocha, the city voted to allow him to move forward with his plan. So a win for him. But it is worth noting, this isn't the only shotgun home in San Antonio. In fact, the Office of Historic Preservation identified 700 others in the city. This particular home that we're talking about is in District 5. And the councilwoman for that, Terry Castillo, voted in favor of Rocha, but also encouraged others who own shotgun homes to get them landmarked to preserve affordable housing in the area. Two city council members who also voted in Rocha's favor had something to say about keeping housing affordable. Listen.
Trying to be about thoughtful development. And thoughtful development means having affordable housing for the residents in that district. And asking them to rehab a shotgun home is not affordable. The windows alone, I can't even imagine how much that would cost.
You know, in looking at shotgun houses, I understand, but do we have to preserve, I think you said the number 700, do we have to preserve all 700 to show the historical significance here in San Antonio? I don't think so.
Now, Councilwoman Castillo acknowledged that there aren't any programs to help rehab or move those buildings, but she did leave it open. At this point, it's unclear if that's going to happen.
I am happy for Henry.
Oh, yeah.
Such a nice guy who would not give up.
I know. He kept fighting.
Yeah, he did. All right.
To all of us.
Live look outside as we look towards downtown. 50 degrees out there, and got nice and warm today, but it is cooling off fast, Katie.
Yes, with clear skies and dry air, temperatures fluctuate very quickly, and we've really started to cool down pretty quickly tonight. And temperatures where they're sitting right now, they'll fall about another 10 degrees by the time you head out the door in the morning. So you will want a jacket or a sweater early on tomorrow, but remember to dress in layers for your Friday because you'll be just fine with short sleeves by tomorrow afternoon. Unseasonably warm again as we wrap up the work week. We're looking at high temperatures, upper 70s, low 80s tomorrow. Things change in a big way by the weekend. We've got our next front coming through early on Saturday. That will drop our afternoon highs into the 50s with a light freeze expected Saturday night into Sunday morning. But the biggest thing here, the biggest nuisance that we're going to have on our hands Saturday is the wind. So let's talk about the setup. Really quiet weather across Texas, but we've got some winter weather brewing up across the northern tier of the country in southern Canada. There's actually a storm system brewing here, and it's going to move off the Rockies tomorrow and over the next 24 hours, really kind of start to organize, bringing some winter weather to parts of the Midwest tomorrow night into early on Saturday. Notice, though, by Saturday, 8 a.m., the front itself is already through our area, and we are not going to get any rain with this cold front. That is not necessarily good news, and we'll touch on why coming up very shortly. But this storm system will be a big winter weather maker for even parts of the deep south this weekend, Saturday into Sunday. And then it does look to curve northeast early next week to parts of the mid-Atlantic and northeast. So big issues there in the deep south with some winter weather. Our biggest issue likely is going to be the wind, especially on Saturday. We are looking at wind gusts starting first thing in the morning, even before the sun is up near 45, 50 miles per hour. I do expect the windiest part of the day Saturday will be the morning through about lunchtime. And then after that, wind gusts will start to relax just a little bit, but I don't think you'll notice much. So just plan on very windy conditions all day on Saturday. So we've got a gusty wind in place. We will also have very, very low humidity. Our air is already pretty dry right now. Behind this front coming through Saturday morning, it's going to become even more dry. Relative humidity in a lot of spots will drop to near 20%. When we get that low, coupled with gusty winds, that's a setup for fire danger, so the potential for fires to start and spread very quickly. We've got those two things. We also have something else that's not helping us, expanding drought across the area. This is the very latest drought monitor that was released today. We have widespread moderate drought, especially west of 35, and even some areas of severe and extreme drought. So our vegetation, we've got dormant vegetation, grasses are dry, soils are dry. So all of that together plays into very high fire danger on Saturday for everyone in this orange color. That is essentially the entire KSAT viewing area. So what this means, do not do any outdoor burning this weekend, especially Saturday, but even on Sunday, it's still going to be dry. It's still going to be breezy. So please use extreme caution with any outdoor activities that have an open flame on Saturday. Tomorrow, another pretty nice day, especially if you like the warmth in the afternoon, and then the changes roll in Saturday. We'll see a gradual warm up back into the middle part of next week with highs back in the low 70s before you know it.
Yeah, so for Saturday morning, Chihuahuas, Shih Tzus, Poodles, keep them grounded.
Yep,
don't let them get swept up in that wind.
That's a plan.
Yeah.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
So Amari Cooper got fined by the NFL. ¿Por qué?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Remember when he went to the Dallas Mavericks game on Dirk Nowitzki night and he went with some of his other teammates as well, was sat courtside? Well, that's the start of the story. But I guess the reason why he was fined and why his teammates were not is a big story coming up. The Texans fired their head coach 4 days after the regular season came to an end. And more details about Amari Cooper's fine by the NFL just days before they play in the playoffs against San Francisco coming up.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
The dysfunctional Houston Texans waited until today to dismiss David Culley as their head coach 4 days after the regular season came to an end and after the Texans finished 4-13 with a team that is in shambles. Star quarterback Deshaun Watson never played it down after 22 civil lawsuits were filed against him during the offseason, accusing the Pro Bowl quarterback of sexual assault and misconduct during massages. There's also a criminal investigation being conducted by the Houston Police Department, along with a separate investigation by the NFL. Culley was forced to use a rookie at that position when Tyrod Taylor was injured and then could not jumpstart the Texans' struggling offense later. And Culley isn't the only staff member that was fired today, so was offensive coordinator Tim Kelly. The 66-year-old had just completed his first ever year as a head coach in the NFL, and now the question is, who will replace him? And among the names being mentioned, Patriots linebacker coach Jared Mayo. Cowboys star quarterback Dak Prescott has played in 85 regular season games in his career with the Cowboys, but only 3 playoff games total, the last of which was back in 2018 when the Cowboys were 1-1 in that postseason. After securing his first ever postseason win against Seattle Seahawks that season, the Cowboys would fall in the divisional round to the Los Angeles Rams. Prescott's only other experience in the playoffs was his rookie season back in 2016 when the Cowboys lost to the Green Bay Packers on a last-second field goal, a Packers team at the time that was coached by Mike McCarthy. Dak was asked today at the fact that it's been 3 years since the Cowboys and himself have been in the playoffs makes you appreciate making the postseason even more.
I think just allows you to not take any moment for granted. And yeah, it seems like a long time. Obviously, just putting everything that's happened in between there, on the field, off the field, not making the playoffs, personal things being taken away from the game, to being able to be back here with such a great team, and just knowing the opportunity that we have in front of us. Just not only the talent, but the brotherhood, the relationships. And just the special bond that we've got. I think that's going to be the factor that we take into this game that can carry us far.
Now the Cowboys will be facing the 7th-ranked defense against the run when they host the San Francisco 49ers Sunday in AT&T Stadium in the first round of the playoffs. Ezekiel Elliott is coming off his best performance since Week 5 of the season when he rushed for 87 yards and 18 carries against Philly to finish with 1,002 yards in the regular season. Now the question is, how healthy is his knee heading into the postseason?
I feel good. I feel really good. Knee feels solid. Not really getting any stiffness out of it anymore. Just kind of wearing a brace, just as it's worked up until this point, and I felt good on it. In it up until this point, so not going to switch it up going into this game.
That's right. Cowboys star wide receiver Amari Cooper has been fined $14,650 by the NFL for violating the league's COVID-19 protocols for unvaccinated players. It's after he attended a Dallas Mavericks game last week and was not wearing a mask. He was there with his teammates CeeDee Lamb and Trayvon Diggs, but since they were both vaccinated, they are not bound by the same restrictions. An unvaccinated player, according to ESPN, can attend a sporting event but must sit in a luxury suite wearing a mask and cannot be surrounded by more than 10 people. Cooper was courtside for the Mavs tribute to Dirk Nowitzki. The second round of All-Star voting is in, and where does DeJounte stand? Next. Spurs guard DeJounte Murray is having a breakout season, but too bad no one outside of San Antonio has taken notice, at least not with the fans. In the second round of the fan voting for this year's All-Star game that was released today, Murray is not even in the top 10 again among Western Conference guards, despite the fact Murray scored his 7th triple-double of the season last night in the 128-124 loss to the Rockets with a career-high 32 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds, becoming only the 3rd player in Spurs franchise history to score a triple-double with 30 or more points, including Hall of Famer David Robinson and Alvin Robertson. And he did it with 0 turnovers. There's no question on the Spurs, who are on pace to win 30 games at the halfway mark of the season, is affecting Murray's shot at his first ever All-Star appearance, but his level of performance has not gone unnoticed by his teammates.
He's an All-Star. He's playing amazing. He's doing amazing things for us. And anything you can ask, he's doing it for us. Big-time basketball, I think DeJounte Murray is definitely an all-star.
I think he just understands the game in a different way probably now. It's probably a lot slower to him, he's almost getting a triple-double every game. I think he's got the most in the league, if I'm not mistaken, up there. So, I think the game just slowed down for him, and he understands it in a different way than he probably ever has.
And to be exact, he's actually tied for second with 7 overall this season. And here we take a look at the top 5. Of course, Steph Curry, John Morant, Luka Doncic, Klay Thompson, Devin Booker. Those are all very solid picks. But when you look at the second half of that top 10, look at Damian Lillard in there. He's been saddled with an abdominal injury. In fact, he had surgery, and he's out for the next 6 to 8 weeks. So come on, fans, recognize perfection. Get DeJounte in there. I think it's going to be up to San Antonio fans to really hit it hard coming up here.
Come on, do what you do.
By the way, you might notice Greg's voice.
Yes.
A little rougher than normal.
Yes.
His favorite baking show had its finale tonight, and he was yelling at the screen, that's not a demi-glaze.
That's what it is.
So he got all excited about it.
We'll be right back.
What is it?
Before we go, shoppers in Rome in for a surprise when Pope Francis made an unannounced visit to a record store. The store owners say before he became Pope, Francis would often visit that store to buy gifts before returning to Argentina. The Pope didn't buy anything this time, but the owners did give him a CD of classical music.
I would love to see the Pope's playlist. What if it has like reggaeton or rap or something?
You think so?
I'm just saying.
Do you think he took the Pope mobile there?
You know it.
That's curious.
Have a good
USA
night.
at 4:30.